Hello and welcome to Okay, I Said Too Much podcast. This week we are deep diving into all the things I'm not feeling, and I'm honestly just over it. From being painfully single, insecure men, situationships, and all the other things I just don't feel like dealing with lately. Plus, I have a crazy true crime trending topic for you this week. You know the deal. Grab a shot and stay a while. Hey guys, I'm back with another episode this week. I'm sitting in literally the most uncomfortable position, but I'm not podcasting at my house anymore. I'm back in my normal spot, and when I tell you I have the mic sitting on my lap, I'm just chilling. It's 9 p.m. on a Thursday, way past my bedtime, and I'm recording on a Thursday because I have an awesome girls weekend planned for my friend's birthday this weekend, so that's exciting. But this week has just been very slow and boring for me. I am in the most boring phase of my life. I go to work, come home, lay in my bed, scroll my phone, and then go to bed. That's literally it. The only entertaining thing I have going for me right now is Love Island. That is what's the glue that is holding my brain together right now. I think that is very telling. And honestly, if you can tell by the title, the beginning, I'm just over it. I'm just over a lot of things. So I tried to write out this episode and plan it out so many times, and I just kept deleting pages of things that I had done. I had a whole thing planned out, deleted it all, started over, deleted it all. Obviously, it's just not working for me. The only thing that I was really super excited about this week was my trending topic. I'm also super excited for my trending topic next week because someone gave me something good I'm gonna watch and then I'm gonna spill the tea on. I'm excited. I have an idea someone gave me that I'm going to talk about in this episode. I need some juice. I need some help. I was just really struggling this week mentally. To be honest, we're just going to have an honest hour. You know that my weekly updates have just turned into these deep chats that we have for not honesty hour, because I'm not going to talk about this for an hour. But sometimes I struggle with admitting that my mental health isn't as good as I want it to be or say it is. I don't check in with myself probably until it's far too late, and I'm definitely having one of those moments where I'm trying to catch it early. I can't get into anything. I can't get into music. I can't think. My brain is just scrambled. I'm just in a really weird phase in life because it's one of those times where I really just have to focus on the end goal and see the ending before it happens. Sometimes you just feel like you're doing and not accomplishing anything from it. And that's just how I've been feeling this week with the podcast, life in general. It's July, and I feel like I have not accomplished anything for this year. I'm just honestly being really, really freaking hard on myself for no reason. So it's just been weighing on me, and it's just been there's no other way to say it except I have been struggling. I always know that I'm struggling because I'm either hyper fixating on something, but also scattered brains at the same time. I can't focus on anything. I'm literally rewatching Catfish on Hulu for the 500th millionth time. I'm just because I can't focus. I haven't been really focusing on music. I can't listen to a podcast episode because I just can't focus. If I can't sit down and look at it, I can't focus. I haven't been reading. I've been trying to read this one book that everyone says is so good. I wish I had the name of it so I could tell you guys. Everyone says it's the freaking best thriller book you can read, but I can't focus. I can't focus on it. It's also a big part of the book is gaslighting and being gaslit from a narcissist. So I think it's just triggering something in me. But yeah, just I can't focus. I can't dial in on anything. And that's when I know I'm struggling and I probably need a good cry, but I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't pushed myself to that point yet. And I'm trying to work through it, honestly, before it even gets there. But it's just one of those weeks. And like I said, I'm hyper fixated on Love Island. That's all I focus on. And it's just kind of one of my coping mechanisms of not dealing with reality is when I start watching, I always say my mental health is really bad when I'm either watching Veronica Mars, which honestly, if you've never watched Veronica Mars, A+ show. Amazing. Or 2, How I Met Your Mother. Also another A+ show that you have to watch. But if I am really trying to like unplug and get out of my reality, I'm watching reality TV, because I'm not a big reality TV person in general. But when I start watching reality TV and I get like super fixated on it, something is wrong with me. That is a red flag, and that is a warning sign that I am trying to escape my own reality. Like, it sounds really bad, but it's true. Like, I feel like when my healthy coping mechanism of this is when I am reading, because reading is like a mental escape, but it's like a healthy thing because I don't get as fixated on it. When I tell you all day long, I just scroll through like Love Island tweets that people are talking about. When the new episodes come out in England, it's 4 p.m. here. So I can get all the juice and all the tea. Okay. But two, like when I just become very hyper fixated on something and there's nothing else I'm focusing on, and it's like a very weird thing for me to be super tuned in on, something's probably wrong, and I'm probably trying to escape from something else. For all my friends listening, I'm okay, but I'm also not okay. Like, I don't really know what's going on. Like, I don't know. I'm over this phase, and it's like one of those phases that I know I'm going to be in for a very long time. Like, I'm going to probably be feeling like this for another year. That scares me. That's why I'm trying to like retreat and not think about it. I will say I have caught it. I've caught it. I know that's what I'm going through. I can recognize the red flags now, whereas before I couldn't. And another good thing too right now is I've always dated very emotionally draining people because they have such their own shit going on. It's always made me ignore my shit. And so now I don't have any of that. I'm not connected to anyone in any way. Like, I am painfully single right now. I said that in the intro. It is bad to not be dealing with that at all. Like, it's like, oh, girl, you gotta actually focus on your own shit for once, which, you know, blessing and a curse, because I should be focusing on it, and a curse because now I had to focus on it. I will report back next week with an update with how I'm feeling. Hopefully I'm feeling a little bit better. Also, I'm going to have my weird astrology side note. Venus goes retrograde tomorrow. We've been in the shadow period for like 2 weeks now, and it goes retrograde tomorrow, and it's going to be retrograde all summer. So I think that's what it is, because it's very emotional, like what I'm going through. Like, I feel very emotional, and it's definitely centered right now around my love life. So I know that's it. You can believe in this or you cannot, but I know that's the problem. I know that's it. And so I'm just working through that. So I am working through it. But let's get into our trending topic this week, because it is a good one. Y'all, this trending topic has been everywhere. Well, everywhere for me, especially if you're on TikTok. I feel like I can't escape this trending topic. So I had to bring you guys the scoop. I had to talk about it. I will definitely keep you guys updated on this. I always am talking about the podcast Crime Weekly. Well, they on YouTube do Crime Weekly News. I don't know why I couldn't get that out, but they do that on YouTube, where they go over like current things or give updates about cases. And so I feel like they're probably going to go over this case next Wednesday. So if I get any more details from that, I will update you guys in like the weekly update or something, so you guys can stay with me on this, because I'm going to be keeping up with this, because this shit is literally insane to me. So in Texas in 2015, a 17-year-old boy named Rudy Farias, I'm pretty positive that's how you say it, went missing after walking his 2 dogs. His mom is the one who reported him missing originally. Well, apparently he did not go missing at all. So a few days ago, he was found outside a church with multiple bruises and wounds. Someone saw him, and what's really weird about this is someone found them, and shortly thereafter his mom got there. And so no one called like 911 and was like, hey, I found this missing boy. His mom just took him to the hospital. And so it's just very strange. Like, his mom released pictures of him to the media in the hospital. He's laying in a bed. He's like laying on his stomach. He's completely covered except for like the top of his head with covers. Like, you can tell he's just like sleeping, exhausted, like going through it. The cops show up to the hospital. They try to interview him, and he basically says nothing. Like, he does not talk to these cops. He just goes mute. They're interviewing him in front of his mom. He has nothing to say to these cops. So basically, I guess they were in the hospital for a little bit. They check out and they go to a hotel. They don't even go home. It's just so many things that make this so weird. Like, why are you taking him to a hotel instead of your house? I don't know where this activist named Quanell X I don't know who called him, how he gets brought up, but basically he shows up at the hotel and was like, I want to interview him. I want to talk to Rudy. I want to get to the bottom of this. Can I interview him? He goes up there. He's trying to talk to Rudy, but he's not saying much because his mom's still in the room. And so I guess finally Quanell was like, okay, can I please talk to him? Just me and him. Like, can you leave the room and I can talk to him and try to see if he'll like tell us anything. Him thinking that he's probably just been like trafficked, something crazy, like these people have been holding him. So he's trying to get the information out of him to potentially tell the police. Rudy finally talks when his mom leaves the room. And apparently back in 2015, when he ran away, he did run away originally. And 2 days later, he showed back up at the house. And his mom was like, well, you can't be back yet. Like, if I go to the cops and tell them you're back, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. Like, you're going to go to jail, like basically trying to scare him. So she basically was like, you can't be found yet. His claim, allegedly, because I don't think, as of right now, the last article I read was earlier this morning. She hadn't been charged, like no charges have been filed. Quanell is just an activist. He's not like a cop. So like Rudy needs to go say this to the police for them to be able to do anything. He said that his mom basically kept him like a slave, drugged him, was sexually abusing him, was beating him, and was basically like, you can't leave the house, you can't leave this. But also, weird fact, the neighbors were like, oh yeah, we used to hang out with him all the time. Like, he's not missing. What are you talking about? Like, we hang out with him. His name's Dolph. I don't know who Rudy is. I guess his real name is Rudolph, but like family and people would know him by Rudy. And so I guess she told these neighbors his name was Dolph. That's the 1 + 1 I'm putting together, but it could be 2 + 2. So I don't know. Basically, Quanell X does a press release and he was like, he has been sexually abused and heavily drugged for years by his mom. He said he finally was tired of her not respecting his boundaries and he wanted his own life. So he decided to leave. And I think the reason why his mom was able to find him at that church so quick and no one called 911 or anything was because she was probably looking for him. Like, I don't think that he got to that church. He had her credit card. I guess he was going to try to run away and get out of the situation. But I think she found him also when the people found him. That's why the people who found him on the church didn't get a chance to just call 911 and the cops come. So I think I do think there is some validity to what he's saying because she took him to the hospital instead of calling 911. Like, what if your son had been missing for that long? I think your first instinct would be to call 911. I don't know. Of course, very weird. I can't speculate too much in this situation because everything's all allegedly. Okay, for anyone listening. Quanell was basically like, this man is a good guy. Like, he needs to be in like a rehab treatment, like therapy, like intensive therapy. Like, we need to get him help. He's a victim. And he talked to him. So obviously what he heard from him really stuck with him. I think for me, what is being hard to figure out is, did they have family? Because how did she get away with it? So people, the TikTok doxers of the world, I'm calling them doxers because doxing is like when you release someone's personal information, like their address, all that. I'm using the word doxing for lack of a better word because these people be finding people and finding out things about them quickly. So apparently they found out that the mom is basically a con artist. She's gone by all these different names, allegedly. In this situation, I guess that might be why they don't have close relatives, because if you are scamming people and conning people, your family eventually gets the fuck over it. But like, does he have siblings? It's so crazy for this to have been going on under his mom's roof for 8 years and like no one see anything, family not saying anything. It's also crazy to me that a mom was doing this. I mean, I get it. There's psychos everywhere. When it's things like this, you have to take that like motherly relationship out of it, but you birthed this child, and if allegedly his claims against you are correct, you held him hostage in the house like a slave for 8 years. Crime Weekly News that I was talking about earlier, they just did a case where this guy was keeping his cousins like slaves. Like, he was basically making them do like odd jobs all day long. Like, the older male cousin escaped and like went to get help for his sister because it was like siblings and they were at their cousin's house, and the cousin was like basically keeping them like slaves. They would work all day long, but they would have to give all his money to him. It's just so crazy to me when people can like treat their family like this. Like, this is your family. I'm going to keep you guys updated on this case. Like I said, it's 9 p.m. now, so things could have changed. But when I was looking at this at 10 o'clock in the morning, Rudy hadn't officially talked to the police yet. Things could have changed. I'm definitely keeping up with this. People on TikTok are keeping up with this. So I know I will hear something. I know I will get some updates. So hopefully in next week's episode, I can tell you guys a little bit more. Like I said, I'll just share it in a weekly update. But I just thought that was so crazy. So crazy because there's not that many times where you hear about someone being held captive and then them just showing up many years later. Actually, there's a crazy case. Dang, I wish I knew the name. There's a documentary about that on like Netflix about this guy that was held hostage for like years, like basically almost had like Stockholm syndrome at one point and was held captive for freaking years and then just like went back to his family and his family never like readjusted. It's like a whole like Netflix has a documentary. I think there's one on Hulu about it. It's crazy. The thing this guy like went through, he saved another kid because eventually he got too old and the guy was like, you need to find me someone else. And so he had been stalling for a very long time and like finally the guy went out, found a little kid and he busted and got both of them out of there. It's so crazy. I highly recommend. It's a really good documentary to watch. It's just like you never really hear about people going missing and returning. Unfortunately, that is a very sad thing to say. To have that happen and then it turn out like all of this instead of like what it could have been. I don't know. It's just crazy to me. It blew my mind when I heard it. So that is it for the trending topic today. Let's get right into the meat and potatoes of the episode. You guys, I did not know what I was going to talk about today. As I said previously, I kept planning it out, and then I would delete it, start planning out and delete it. So this first topic I'm going to talk about, I got this idea from my bestie, Kayla. Shout out to you. Thank you for the idea. And then the rest of it, I did not plan at all. So this episode honestly might be on the shorter side, but I did not plan it out. I am just going to word vomit into this mic because that is how I'm feeling. This is my therapy. I have said that before. So let's just jump right into it. Our first topic, insecure men. I'm over it. I'm over an insecure man. I don't want to, it's like the universe said, we're going to give every insecure man out there a podcast mic, and it's just been rolling downhill ever since. Okay. So the reason I'm saying insecure men is because I wanted a way to wrap up this subject all in one, to say what I'm over and to talk about the whole Keke Palmer situation. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Her baby daddy. All he had to do was sit there and be quiet and live his life in the house she pays for and pays bills, baby. That's all you had to do. Okay. That's all you had to do. But no, he started to yap on Twitter yesterday. When I tell you this shit spiraled so quickly. I guess Keke Palmer was in Vegas to see Usher's residency that he has there. Amazing show. Usher always puts on a great show. And you know what Usher does? He always goes up to some of the celebrities that are sitting like, I guess they're like right there in the front where he can walk to. So he always goes and talks to the celebrities that are up there. He did it with Kim Kardashian. Who else? Plenty of people. Like he does this. Okay. So Keke Palmer was there looking fire outfit. So basically she had on like a black suit, like a black bodysuit, under like a mesh black dress. Super cute. She looked great, y'all. We all know pregnancy has done her very well when it comes to the body. She's there. They're like, you know, they close in contact. He's singing to her. I think it's My Boo. I didn't watch the video with sound because I didn't need the sound like to watch it. So I don't know the song, but they're singing. He's letting her sing on the mic. Beautiful moment. And then she does a little twirl and the ass is assing. Okay. Because the bodysuit was like cheeky, you know, super cheeky. I wouldn't really say, I guess it was a thong, but the ass cheeks were out. Okay. And so the videos circulate everywhere. Everyone's talking about how freaking amazing she looks. I don't even think anyone had made a comment about how close her and Usher were in the moment. I just think everyone was talking about how good she looks. That's all I saw anyway. This light-skinned man come on Beyonce's internet talking about like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it's a comment about what she's wearing. The whole account has been deleted since, so I can't go back to look, but it's like something, you're a mom. Basically implying that what she's wearing is inappropriate because she's a mom. Before I go on and tell y'all about how Twitter dragged him for filth, I can always tell. It's always so clear to me when a man has never been with a bad bitch, okay? When a man has never experienced a true bad bitch that is comfortable in their body and very confident in themselves, they're gonna crumble real quick. But we will get back to that. And so basically Twitter explodes. People are dragging him. I mean, I made my tweet because he had like a tweet back in like 2016 that was like talking crazy about like men are with women and all that. They pulled up all these men's old tweets. He's like domestic violence, abuse, apologist. Basically an apologist is like they find an excuse to where it's okay. Like he was like that about rape. Like he was saying wild shit, anti-blackness, colorism. The list goes on and on. They dragged this man for filth. He literally deleted his whole Twitter account because he stood 10 toes down in it. And he was like, I feel like me as a man and the man of this household, I gotta, like, there's no more standards in this generation. Anytime a man fixed his mouth to say in this generation, I stop listening. As soon as you say that, I don't care what you have to say. Okay. Because I know exactly where this is going. And baby, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Once you say in this generation, you have officially lost me. Okay. People are just dragging it, like, because he basically doesn't have a job. Like, Keke Palmer is so obviously the breadwinner. Like, baby, you just had to sit up in the mansion and look cute and take care of the baby. Like, I know you got a nanny up there. I know someone up there helping you. Like, you just had to sit there and eat your food. And you see what happens when you start running your mouth and you add hype. The thing that gets me is when these men who are not as big, I don't know who the fuck this man is or what the fuck he do. I know his brother was in Insecure. Like, I know that. That's how they met. I don't know nothing else about this man. I feel like when you're in situations like that and you know your partner is so much bigger than you, y'all have each other's number. Y'all have each other's number. Okay? Call her. Pick up the phone. Text her. Okay, if you have a grievance, we don't need to know about it. We don't need to know your business. That is what broke people do. So obviously you just told me you're broke, that you are tweeting about your business on the internet. That's so crazy. You told me you were broke and insecure in one tweet. That's wild. That is wild. And so this is why I'm gonna piggyback. It's such an insecure man thing, because when he was posting pictures and videos of her body on the internet, it was all cool and dandy. And you have a picture on your Instagram feed of you and your boxers talking about dad bod. So when it's like to his level of what he can accept, it's cool. But once he's out of the picture, it's not okay for her to act a certain way. And it's just so wild to me. You can, like I said, you can just always tell when a man is insecure. It's like they have this level, this boundary, this imaginary boundary that goes up and down, however they're feeling at the time, that you cannot cross, but they're never going to tell you what it is. And then all of a sudden they're going to have you try and, well, I'll say this, they're going to try to have you looking stupid one day. And it's just going to be like, boom, suddenly I have this boundary. Because you didn't have that boundary when you had her in that fucking cat suit on your Instagram story shaking ass. Talking about, look what the son done did to Keke Palmer. Please be so fucking for real. Like, men are crazy. An insecure man is honestly my biggest fear. A man that has never experienced a bad bitch before is my biggest fear. And someone summed this situation up so well. She basically said he thought he got the quiet, goofy girl that was pretty enough, goofy enough, famous enough, but was never going to cross that line. That imaginary line that he has set up that he's probably never told anyone about. Probably definitely never told Keke Palmer about. So he now has this imaginary line of how bad you can be, how confident you can be. Now Keke has now crossed that for him. And now he feels disrespected. I can understand if you lost your chick to T.I. That's T.I. But Usher... if you know that reference, it's like his ego's hurt. Like, oh baby, like your insecurity showing, and it's not cute. It's not a good look. That's something I'm officially over. Insecure men, I'm over y'all. Get it together and go to therapy. Thank you. On to the next. And the next one is situationships. I was thinking about this today only because there's so many trends on TikTok that'll be like, show the text between you and your situationship. And y'all really be talking to these dudes like they're your boyfriends, and they be manipulating the fuck out of y'all. This one is like... This one girl was sharing his text, and one day he would be like, I'm gonna marry you. The next day he would be like, you better not fucking come to my house ever again. I'm appalled. I'm appalled that y'all let men talk to y'all that way. And it's so crazy because it's like, sex is that good, I guess. But like, there's so many other ways to get your rocks off. But you gonna let a man talk to y'all crazy. That's so crazy. And I just don't have time for it. I feel like I'm just too grown to be like, oh, we can just be doing whatever. I'm too grown for that. Like, I still entertain my ex in a way that we were talking about. It'd be like... Like when I tell you, what's that line in Players Anthem? On top of the covers, never in the sheets. Basically, like, you not laying in my bed, we not cuddling, if I can help it, I'm not spending the night. Like, I have such a clear line with this man because I don't ever want to feel like I'm in a situationship. Like, I don't ever want it to cross that line of that. We fool around sometimes. We are not in a situationship. We have a base friendship that is respectful, but we are not in a situationship. Don't ever say I'm in a situationship with no man. I'm too old for that. Okay? And y'all should be too old. I feel like after the age of 26, pack it up. Pack it up. I don't know. I don't want to hear it. If that's what you want for your life, cool, have that. But that's not what I want for my life. Y'all just be letting it just slide. And I wish every time I see a TikTok of that, I wish I could like give the girl tough love. Like, why do you let this man talk to you? Because I'm sure the penis is small. Because my ex don't talk to me crazy. He knows his place, baby. Okay? He knows what it is. Wham bam, thank you, man. Please get out of my house. But we are still very close friends, and we still have a very well-based friendship that we very much respect. Like, I can go to him for everything and anything if I needed to. But at the same time, like, when he came over the other week, my comforter ended up getting pulled back, and he was like sitting on the sheet, and I was like, oh, you gotta get up. Like, you gotta get up. You gotta get out of my bed. And he was like laying for a second, and I was like, I thought you were just gonna go. Like, in the nicest way possible, because it's like, you have to have a clear line with a man, because you're not gonna have me in whatever situationship you think this is just endlessly going nowhere. I mean, also for me, for my mental health, I have to have a clear line, because I will fall in love with that man at a drop of a dime, and so I have to know in my head that can't happen. But that would be like any man. Like, people will be living their whole lives with situationships and just be chilling. Like, we go on dates. What? Baby, that's a boyfriend who doesn't want you to call him a boyfriend. And now that's a problem. 1 + 1 is not equaling 2 here, babes. It's not equaling 2 here, babes. I put this on my Instagram story today. This girl had tweeted, and it's like, what's that rapper's name? That rapper that has that big ass grin. He light skin. He be with Drake and all them. Damn, I don't know what his name is, but basically it's him. I think he's shooting for a video, and he's like pretending to be sad, like on the ground. He's like stomping his foot, and like, I don't know. It's kind of corny, but she was like, when y'all have to not fuck with men who secretly hate you or some shit like that. And it's so true, because y'all be giving up the cat to men who hate you. And that's so wild to me. I'll never do that again in my life. I did that for 2.5 years. I was like, a whole relationship with a man who hated me for 2.5 years. He cared about me. Like, he had a base level of care, but that man fucking hated me. I'll never do that again. I will never associate with a man that hates me ever fucking again. And to go right into my next topic, that's probably why I'm single. And that's probably why I'm so painfully single, because I'm just not entertaining the bullshit no more. And I will tell you, okay, so I matched with this dude. It was cool. It was nice. I mean, he was a little young, a little lost in the clouds for me, but it was okay. Like, it was okay. Like, immediately, like, let's go get drinks. We went and got drinks. He paid. It was cool. But then he said some off the wall shit to me one day. And it probably, okay, if you didn't have standards, maybe this wouldn't be off the wall. This man, I had already been like not texting back as fast. I felt like had already been over it. Basically, he was one of those dudes that was like, I'm just gonna keep going to school so I don't have to ever work. And that's all fine and dandy, baby. Please further your education all you want, but at some time you gotta get a job. Okay, you got to make some shake. Okay, I had already said in my head, like, this is a dud, so I wasn't really texting like that anyway. And this could have been why he said this off the wall shit to me in the first place. But basically, he was like, it's the middle of the fucking day. Like, I'm at work, being a stand-up citizen, slaving away. I'm at work, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna rub one out and then go back to sleep. Lose my number. Honestly, block me. Okay, no, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and block you. Because no, baby, gross. You're gross. That's what I get for ever talking to a man that young. Even though my ex is like 4 years younger than me, but I don't talk to him like that. So makes sense. But once he immediately said that to me, I immediately was like, I will never talk to this man ever again in my life. There's no way. There's nothing coming back from this. I just have this level of respect. Like, I feel like some people would be like, I didn't even text anything back to be like, why would you fucking say that to me? I feel like when you really hit that level of like, I don't give a fuck and my standards are so high, you don't even ask for an explanation anymore. I do not need the explanation. You're getting blocked. and I'm never talking to you again. And I'm going to act like I don't know you if I ever see you in public. I don't need the explanation. I don't need the extra fluff that's going to come along, because nothing you say can just take back this moment in time. Like, I still had to live through this moment, so nothing you can say is gonna fix that. Simple as that. I think that's now why I'm just like so single, because it's like I don't want to like play a fucking game. I don't want to play a game. I don't want to have to entertain something unless it's like exactly what I want, and no one out there is exactly what I want. And to go into another subject, you know why I don't take dating advice from people anymore? I try not to anyway, because one, I have noticed the universe is trying to teach me a lesson I just can't grasp, and that is to shut my fucking mouth. They're like, you have a podcast that says, okay, I said too much. Well, you need to stop saying too much, because if I have a connection with someone and I just want to have a casual conversation with my bestie about it, the universe was like, this is the last time you will ever talk to this person again, because you ran your mouth. You will never talk to this person again. I mean, I've successfully done that every single time. Okay. If I had a stalker, all I had to do was tell my friends about them and they would stop stalking me. It's that easy. It's like a bad omen. I don't know what it is. And actually, I do know what it is. The universe is trying to teach me how to keep my fucking mouth shut. Well, universe, I have a whole podcast where I run my mouth. So I don't know how that's going to work, but the universe is definitely teaching me to just like, some things you just got to keep at the hip. Okay. Some things you don't need to talk about, because when I talk about a man, the universe is taking them from my life. It's so crazy. It's so wild. And I used to never realize it, but I feel like this past like year and a half, I've just been connecting the dots. If I need a man to act right in my life, I have to shut my mouth talking about them. Because I've talked to someone in the past like month that was like super promising, great job, great guy, all of our interests align. And then I told my best friend about him. I have not talked to that man since. It's so sad, but it's actually really funny too as well. So I'm just over it. I'm over being single, and I would want so much to like have someone, but I can't take dating advice because I can't talk to my friends about somebody, because then the universe is going to be like, it's mine. And two, I feel like dating as what is seen as a fat black woman, because I don't think I'm fat. Okay. I'm big, but I don't think I'm like fat. Plus size. Mid-size, whatever you want to call me. But dating at my size as a black woman is just a dud anyway. Like, I don't experience life and dating and in interactions with men in the same way other people do. And so I feel like unless I also had someone that was in the same position as me, then there's no need to take dating advice from anyone. Because I feel like too, the paper bag test for black men when it comes to dating is just getting lighter and lighter and lighter. So that's also a dub. And again, body size, also a dub. And so it's like, yeah, I could settle and of course find someone, but would I be happy? Probably not. It's like, I'm just so over it. Like, I could go on and on and on about this, but it's like, I have done so much to pick myself out of the literal gutter from my last relationship that I'm not also going to go on this like huge journey of like, I need to lose this amount of weight because this is what's affecting my dating life. Even though, of course, I should be able to find love in this size, at this size, and who I am. I should 100% be able to. But sometimes you have to realize to take the world for what it is and not what it should be. And what it is that the only reason I am having issues dating is because I have 40 pounds of extra weight that I could probably stand to lose. And have I been eating healthy? And like, I mean, I don't exercise. That's like my one thing. I can eat healthy all day long, but I do not exercise. Could I, ramp it up, eat healthy, kill myself in the gym and lose the 40 pounds and not look back and get treated how I used to get treated in like 2015, 2016? Yes, of course I could. But I have learned so much that it's like, I have to be happy with me, and I am 100% happy with me right now. And so I just want to live in that for a little bit. Like I said, I eat healthy. Like, I don't overindulge. I don't binge eat like I used to. And that's also another reason why I'm like, I need to live in this moment for a little bit, because I had a very bad binge eating problem and I have successfully fixed that on my own by myself. And so it's like, I need to live in this moment for a little bit before I try to like also lose weight, because I've come to terms that my reality is I'm just not going to find it at this weight. That was a rant. I'm so sorry. but it just need to be said. So it's like, that's why I just don't take dating advice. I don't talk about dating. And so I think that's also why my head has just been like a fog, because it is something that I'm like upset about and it's weighing heavy on me, but I just don't talk about it because it's like, what is someone going to do? What is someone going to say? I already know I'm pretty. Being pretty is not the problem. I have an amazing personality. I'm going to be a great girlfriend to someone one day. All that's not the problem. The problem is the 40 pounds of extra weight. And for someone who has had an issue with what is basically seen as an eating disorder, I'm going to chill on that for a little bit. So I feel like I had something else that I was over this week. I don't know. We're at like 42 minutes and I still have to do the song of the week. So I think that's it. I think that is my rants for this week. And if you stuck around till the end, thank you, because I know that was a lot. I feel like when I get really hyped up on situations, I be talking fast as hell. And so I'm going to have a lot of fun editing this. But like I said, if you stuck around, thank you. And now let's just go ahead and get right into our song of the week. If you guys want to know a secret, sometimes I forget my past song of the week. So I have to go check the playlist. Oh yeah, if you didn't know, we also have a playlist for the podcast on Apple and Spotify, ISTM podcast. So if you want to go like me, you forget the song of the week and you want to go check them out, you can go check out the playlist. You see what I did there? But sometimes I do forget what songs have been song of the week and what haven't. So I had to go check real quick to make sure the song wasn't on there. And it's not. Again, just like last week, I can't believe I haven't told you guys about this artist yet. If you don't like this type of music, it might not be your thing, but I love this artist. I love their music. I think they're going on tour, but they're not coming to North Carolina. I think Atlanta's the closest one. So boo. The song of the week for this week is Them Changes by Thundercat. Thundercat, absolute freaking amazing. They have so many great songs. If you just go on like whatever system you listen to listen to music, platform. I said system. Whatever platform you use to listen to music. Sorry, it's 10 p.m. I'm getting kind of hungry. So whatever platform you use to listen to music and search Thundercat, listen to everything. It's all good. But I'm using Them Changes for this week because this is what I listen to when I'm sad. When I'm going through it, I listen to this song. It does something. It just helps me out a lot. So that is the song of the week. And as always, I'm going to tell you guys where to find me. Also, before that, I have realized I haven't been like really getting into detail with the song of the week. If you like when I get into detail or like tell you about the song, let me know. If you like for me to just tell you what the song of the week is and why it's the song of the week and then move on, let me know that too. After listening to past episodes, I like when I just like tell you like, hey guys, the song of the week is Them Changes. Why? Because I like to listen to it when I'm sad and I feel like it goes with this episode. And it's by Thundercat. Simple as that. But like I said, I'm going to tell you guys where to find me. The podcast Instagram is istm.podcast. I also have Threads now. Threads is Instagram's new like Twitter. I just saw that basically if you try to delete Threads, you will delete your Twitter page, your Instagram page. Someone said we signed a 360 deal and I feel like we did. So you can follow me on both of those. Like I said, it's istm.podcast. And then all my social media pages are DEADRA AAA. So it's Deadra with 4 A's on the end total. If you made it to the end of this episode and you listened to all my rambles and ranting and ravings this week, thank you. I needed that. I needed this therapy session with you guys. And if you didn't, you suck. And you'll never know because you didn't make it to the end of the episode. So I love you guys and I will see you next week.